Good day guys, today we're gonna have a look at a game called Dungeon Defenders Awakened. It's available on Steam in its early access. Despite its really simple game, nothing fancy, but it's really interesting. You'll be surprised once you start the game. So let's quickly dive in and see what kind of game it is. Here we go.
Alright, so once you get into the actual game, you'll be asked to create a hero. You get to choose from 4 different classes, get 1 close combat, 2 ranged, and 1 support. With each class on the bottom left, you can see a mastery level ranging from beginner, intermediate, advanced, and experts. I'm going to go with the beginner class, which is the apprentice. Since it's my first time playing the game, I'm not too familiar with the game, and apprentice should be able to get me through the game pretty quickly and pretty easy. After you are done with creating your hero, you'll be sent to the tavern. It's a big open space with a crystal in the center. You go forward and click E and you will go into the actual menu of the game. From here you'll be prompted to do a tutorial, which we're gonna click yes and go ahead with the tutorial. The loading time of the game is surprisingly very quick. Up until now I don't feel any problem, or I don't see any glitches, and I don't see any major issues with the game. After the loading screen you get to see a very quick video regarding the storyline. And guys, you must remember this is not a AAA title, so to me the quality of the storyline is pretty good, not too bad. I mean, I've seen worse quality and really bad storylines from bigger titles. The animation lasts approximately 50 seconds, then the game takes you to the map where you're gonna start your tutorial. Okay, so to tell the truth, this is actually a 3D tower defense game. Now the difference between this game and the other tower defense game you play on your mobile is, besides the 3D, but you get to control your hero to build the towers, and you get to use the hero to fight against the monsters alongside your tower. On top of that, you also get your RPG elements where you can level up, you can add stats, and you can also wear equipment. Now you add all these special elements together, you get a very unique game that you've never seen before. Now onto the interface part. On your top right you can see a number 60 out of 60. That is your unit number. But it doesn't mean that you can build 60 towers. The more powerful the tower is, the more units it will occupy. So some units can even take up to 5 or 10 units. So you must be careful as to how you lay out your towers and what kind of towers you're gonna build. And then on your bottom right you can see different icons. The Q, R, Z, M are your building skills. Q is for upgrading your tower, R is for repairing your tower, and Z is for selling your tower, and M allows you to drop 5 green gemstones on the floor, which is pretty useful in multiplayers, allowing other players to have more credits to build some towers. And F, C and X are your special hero skills. While number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are referring to the type of tower you can build. You can see now currently only number 1 is in color and the other 4 are grayed out. It means that you can only build number 1 tower. The other tower can only be unlocked until you upgraded your heroes. And on your top left hand corner, that's your hero. You see that hero icon. On the bottom left hand corner of that icon you get a number 1. Small number 1 in a circle. That is the level of your hero. And then that green gemstone 160, that is the gemstone you need to build your tower. Every single tower requires different amount of gemstones. Now on to the attack of your hero. Your left mouse button is for your basic attack, and then your right mouse button is for your charged attack. For the apprentice, your left mouse button shoots out these little magic missiles, and your right mouse button charges up. By holding it and releasing it will allow you to release a very powerful energy shockwave. Alright, enough introduction. Now I'm going to play a proper game and show you the game flow. So this is the very first map you get right after you finish the introduction. The floating crystal is what you need to protect from the monsters. If the health drops to 0, then you basically lose the game. You must press and hold G to start building your towers, and it moves you to a building phase. In the building phase, you can start building your towers and place them wherever you want. During building phase, you will see doors glowing in purple lights. Those are the doors that the monsters will be coming from. So before you build any towers, you need to navigate around the map to see how many doors are there and how many monsters will be coming from the door. And you can also see this glowing light running down the lane. That is the direction where the monsters will be coming from. So you need to plan where you're gonna put the towers to block the monster. You can actually build the tower in a certain way so the monster won't be able to pass through, like what I did just now. And now this map, it has 3 different doors, one to your left and 2 to your right. So the one to the left is pretty easy, you can just build and block it out. But now I'm only left with 120 crystal, which is only enough for 3 little towers. So I must plan my tower in such a way that 3 of my towers will be able to protect both directions. After you finish building, you need to hold G to start the combat phase. In this phase, the gates will open and monsters will come out from the gates after a few seconds. As the purple bar reaches 0, it means that you finished the wave and it will go back to build phase again. Now if you go back to your floating crystal, you will actually see a chest. And if you touch the chest, it will drop 4 pieces of equipment. You can pick up the equipment by looking at it and press E. Now you press I to open up your inventory. If you have better equipment in your inventory than what you're wearing right now, that equipment will show a green thumbs up, and you can double click on that equipment to actually equip it. As a side note, during combat you can still upgrade and build your tower, but it just takes a little bit longer. So I would recommend planning out your towers, how you're going to build it and what you're going to upgrade before the combat, because in the middle of the combat anything can happen instantly. So just be careful of that. There are 5 waves of monster on this map. As you can see, I've only finished the first wave and waiting for the second wave. On your middle top you can see wave 2 out of 5. This means that you are currently experiencing wave 2 and there are 3 more waves to go. And the top bar showing 29 out of 37, it means that you've killed 8 monsters so far. There are still 29 monsters left. So as soon as that number 29 drops to 0, it means that you've completed this wave. And there's a pause in between allowing you to open up your chest and equip your equipment, as well as to fix or upgrade your towers or add new towers to plan your strategies out. Finally, I want to spend a few seconds talking about the stats section. You can go into your stats by pressing I and click on your stats tab. As you can see from the screen, there's vitality, there's attack, there's agility, there's a bunch of stuff. The reason why I put this as last option is because it doesn't matter where you distribute your point to. You can always get your points back by pressing the minus button, and then you can redistribute that point to anything you wanted to. I find this feature very useful. I use it a lot as there are 2 different types of stats. The stats that affect your hero and then the other stats that affect your tower. With this feature you can change the stats anytime you want to fit your playstyle. That's all for today, so thank you for watching and remember to subscribe to encourage me to make more videos, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you, goodbye.